Hello guys, welcome to United's glory. So obviously the transfer saga of Manchester United trying to sign their priority signing, Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund, rages on, but in hushed tones due to the noise surrounding Gareth Bale's departure from Real Madrid. Some people are starting to suggest that Manchester United may opt to go for Gareth Bale rather than Jadon Sancho, whether that be on a loan deal for a season until we can get Jadon Sancho next year or permanently. Of course, Gareth Bale is a world-class player. When he's on form, there aren't many better than him, but we're going to discuss in this video whether or not it is actually a good idea for Manchester United to sign Gareth Bale at this current time. So Manchester United need a right forward. That's been obvious to many watching Manchester United for quite a while. We are trying to sign Jadon Sancho. There's no secret about that, but there's a stumbling block, and that is the price that Borussia Dortmund have put on Jadon Sancho. The greedy Glazers, Ed Woodward and the Manchester United board don't seem to want to put the money on Jadon Sancho for various reasons. Some people are stating that agents, fees, etc. could be involved and that could be causing the hold up. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But due to Gareth Bale's drama at Real Madrid, obviously he doesn't get on with Zinedine Zidane. He almost left last year for the Chinese league for free. Of course, he comes with huge wages, but for free, that is a pretty good deal. Even if you're not a fan of Gareth Bale, you can't argue getting him for free would be a pretty good deal for any club in the world. Of course, whether we get him free this year or not, if that deal would hold up for Manchester United remains to be seen. But obviously, because of all this drama, because of the fact that we don't seem to be getting very far with Jadon Sancho, and the transfer deadline is looming closer and closer every day, people are starting to suggest why not sign Gareth Bale for a year and then sign Jadon Sancho next summer. Obviously, Gareth Bale has fallen down a pecking order at Real Madrid. His stock has massively decreased. His transfer fee would be low due to his high wages. Obviously, you'd have to pay those high wages, and Manchester United have fell into that pit before with Alexis Sanchez, who, by the way, today is out there complaining about Manchester United. Do want Alexis, you weren't good enough, you were crap. Obviously, that signing caused massive unrest in the dressing room, and it just didn't turn out anywhere that Manchester United fans hoped for. I certainly thought it would be a good signing at the time, even though I thought he was coming into a position that wasn't a problem position. I thought that Alexis Sanchez would play on that right-hand side. That's how long we've needed a player in that position. Don't get me wrong, Mason Greenwood has been sensational in that position, but you can tell it's not his natural position. When he's out of the game, he isn't particularly doing that much. We need more width on that side of the field and get Mason Greenwood competing with Anthony Martial for that striking position. But the fact remains we do need a right-sided forward, so I am fully behind the acquisition of Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is the right decision, the right age, still has something to prove, is proven at an elite level, has performed consistently in the Bundesliga. Of course, he's English, so he'll be good for PR, etc. It would be a very good signing for me. He is worth 100 million even in today's market. However, if it isn't going to get over the line, because let's face it, the Glazers do not seem to want to put the money up for Jadon Sancho. Is Gareth Bale a good alternative? At least a stopgap alternative. We could loan him for a year potentially, or have him at our club for a year and then let him go. Well, ability-wise, yes, he is perfectly good enough. At the end of the day, we know that from a few years ago against Liverpool, that goal in the Champions League final was absolutely exquisite. He is technically a very gifted player. He is quick. Okay, he's aging, but he is still pretty quick. And he does suit Premier League football. He can do it in the Premier League. We've seen him do it before. In fact, he was one of the better players. And I'll say this. Okay, maybe he is on an extortionate wage and maybe he would have to take a pay cut to come to Manchester United, even for free. But ultimately, he is far better than Alexis Sanchez ever was. There's levels between them. Obviously, he isn't in favour with Zinedine Zidane, and Zidane's obviously been a very successful manager at Real Madrid, but I personally don't understand why you'd replace Gareth Bale with Eden Hazard. It's beyond me. Even if Gareth Bale isn't at his prime, Gareth Bale's prime far exceeds Alexis Sanchez's prime, and even now, a few good performances from him, he is a match winner, he can win you games. He's just simply a better player than Alexis Sanchez was. So I don't want to hear the Gareth Bale Alexis Sanchez comparisons. However, The only way I think we should even consider doing the deal for Gareth Bale is if we definitely cannot get Jadon Sancho. The day of the Galactico signings needs to be over for Manchester United. It didn't work. It didn't work. That doesn't mean you can't do one every now and again. Even Ferguson liked to try his hand at one every now and again, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But if you cannot get Jadon Sancho, I don't think Bale's a bad alternative for a year, providing he doesn't come in and cause unrest. Maybe if Giggsy can get involved, and encourage him and keep him motivated, etc., then he might be good for us for a year. He could have a very good impact. He can create, he can score, he's a match winner. But like I said, if Jadon Sancho is there to be done, do it. Forget Gareth Bale. But if it isn't, I don't think Gareth Bale's a bad alternative at all for a year or two. Obviously, getting Gareth Bale in doesn't really mirror what Manchester United are trying to do at the moment, but every now and again you can make an exception if the right player becomes available. We would have done it for Messi if Messi said he wants to come to Manchester United. Of course, Gareth Bale is not Lionel Messi, but he is a world-class player on his day. And if we don't get Jadon Sancho, we cannot keep relying on Mason Greenwood to put in the shift on that right-hand side week in, week out, especially with the busy season we've got coming up. The question is Gareth Bale still motivated? Obviously, the jokes are out there of him being a golf player now, etc., which is hilarious, but is he still motivated? Gareth Bale has never won the Premier League. Okay, he's won La Liga and the Champions League numerous times, but ultimately he hasn't won the Premier League. So that's probably a trophy he would want on his record. Whether Manchester United can do that next year, well, we're quite a way off. Gareth Bale could help plug that gap though. But from a personal point of view, I would rather have Jadon Sancho. I think it's more progressive, especially in the long run. But if we cannot get him this year, I think Gareth Bale's a perfect stopgap. We've had a lot of drama with Gareth Bale before, and a lot of people are saying the ship has sailed. Then maybe it has, but ultimately, for a stopgap on that right-hand side, if Manchester United and Ollie can get Gareth Bale playing for a year, there's no reason why we can't close that gap on Liverpool significantly. He'd have to take a pay cut, but maybe he'd be willing to do it. So it might be worth trying, and Manchester United is a big club, so it would be good for his PR and his brand recognition, etc. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section. For me, Sancho all day long, but I wouldn't say no to Bale if we cannot get that Sancho deal over the line. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Manchester United videos. Lots of videos coming up. The new season's right around the corner. I cannot wait. Please do smash that like button. Support United's glory. It truly helps the channel. Thank you for your continued support. Until next time, talk soon.